Hello everyone, I hope you're very well today. So today's video is gonna be about money because I get asked many times how I can support myself while living in a van, while traveling, and so I thought I would make a specific video on that. I had made a video on generic ways of making money on the road a few years ago now, so it's a bit, I don't know if it's outdated or if it's still relevant, but you can have a look on it either here or here. So I'm gonna start by saying that those are the ways that are working for me now. I didn't have it figured out when I started living in a van. I did save some money before embarking this journey. I had about £1,500 saved up, but I didn't quite know how it would work. My idea was to work in farms and maybe sell some of my jewelry, but back then my shop wasn't really working, but I'll talk about that a little bit later on. But yeah, I didn't have it all figured out, and this is something I think it's important to say because a lot of people assume that once you start something new, you already have to know how it's gonna go, and I get it. While you want that, obviously you don't want to run out of money, but at the same time sometimes you have to leave the experience to be in it to find the solutions to the problems, and that was my personal experience. I found my way while doing it. I didn't quite know how it would work out when I started it. That said, it's always very important to have a little bit of money set aside just in case things don't go well, but I feel like if you have faith in the universe or whatever you want to call it, like the opportunities will come up. You just have to be aware and see them when they're coming, basically. So at the moment I make 100% of my money online, and as I said, it hasn't always been the case. There has been a few occasions where I had to stop and work for a little while to get back into road, and that was last year and the year before as well. But now touch wood, 100% self-sufficient or whatever. I don't need to like stop to work. I get all of my income through the sources that I'm gonna tell you now. So the first and main source of income for me is my Etsy shop, where I sell my jewelry that I make on the road. So as I said, I already had this shop when I started traveling, but I wasn't really working on it, so it wasn't really doing much for me because I hadn't spent a lot of time on it. But since hitting road, I really worked on it very hard, and now it's my main source of income. I like it because I'm in a way in control of how much I make. Well, not full in control, because obviously you can control whether people buy or not, but in a way, the more I make, the more I work, then the more I earn, and so I am not relying on somebody else or something else other than the platform that I use, which is Etsy. But yeah, it's my favorite way to make money because it's also a creative job, and I try to use materials that I find on my travels. So that's something that I really enjoy doing, and it doesn't really feel like work itself. It's they say if you find work with your passion, then you're not really working, and I feel that's really true. And yeah, so that's my main source of income. There's a lot of people that sell stuff on Etsy, and I must say Etsy is very competitive. There's a lot of people in there, but if you have already a niche of people that follow you or that like what you do, then it's much easier to sell in it if you bring your own traffic. The second way that I make my money is through YouTube, so what I'm doing right now. And I must say, when I started this, I didn't even think that it would bring any money, because back then I didn't know much about YouTube. I didn't understand how it worked, and I must say for the first year I didn't make any money at all, but since I'm getting more views and subscribers, then it started to pay me a little bit every month. It's not incredible, but at the same time, $150 or $200 a month for sharing my experiences with people is just, it's fantastic, and it's something that I would do anyway, so the fact that I get a little incentive to do that, then it's amazing. And of course it depends on how many people watch you and where they're from, where the views are coming from. So definitely it's maybe a harder road of all of the source of income that I have here, because you're never sure whether your videos are gonna work or not. So I would say that if you're planning or wanting to start a YouTube channel, don't think about the money at first. The money will come maybe one day, and if it does, then fantastic. If not, then you will have created beautiful memories and shared your experiences with people, which is really what matters. But yeah, I'm very grateful that I'm able to make a little bit through YouTube as well. And so the third thing would be sponsored posts. And so because I have a decent following on Instagram especially, I'm able to work with companies that I love to promote their products, but it's something that I don't do very often, just because I rarely find companies that I really like or that are relevant to what I do, but it does happen maybe once every 3 months that I get a good offer, and so I will, you know, post a picture showing that product while I use it, and that way I'm able to make a little bit of side money. And I could make, in all honesty, a lot more, and I know a lot of people that make a lot of money through sponsored posts. For me, what's really important is to keep the relation between people trustworthy. I don't want to sell things I don't believe in, so I tend to really do that kind of posts when I really enjoy the product and it's something I would use anyway. But yeah, that's also a great way to make money if you have already some people that follow you on either Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. So the fourth thing is I make a little bit of money through Amazon affiliate links. And if for you that don't know, basically Amazon has this system where when you link products that are on Amazon through your, well, it could be anywhere, social media, blog, whatever it is, they put a code to see where it's coming from. And so if people buy through that link, whether it's the product that you suggested or something else on Amazon, they will give you a small commission because you bring in traffic to the Amazon site. And so I'm able to make not very much, to be honest, maybe 50 pounds every 3 months or so, and that usually goes in Amazon vouchers, so I can buy stuff on Amazon occasionally, which is again great because it's a kind of a passive income. I don't have to do much other than putting links. Obviously, it's still using Amazon, which is a massive platform, and it has its disadvantages. I don't fully agree with their ethical views or etiquette or, you know, their impact, but I am using it to make a little bit of money. And I personally use Amazon occasionally to send stuff, ship stuff into you know, post offices when I need something from there. So, you know, sometimes you have to find compromise, I'd say. Then the other thing that I make a little bit of money is through my blog. I have a site that I had started long before I started my YouTube channel, and where I basically follow my journey renovating the Kangoo. And so I don't really post there a lot, maybe once every 5 months, but because I have some ads that show when people view the site, it's a Google AdSense, I'm able to make a little bit through that as well. Again, not much. I get about 500 views a day, and depending on how many people click on that ad, you're gonna get a small commission. And so I'm able to get about 20 pounds a month, I think. Yeah, it really depends on the month and how much traffic you're getting, but definitely if you have a blog and you can monetize it, or, you know, put AdSense to it, then go for it. Again, I'm not so pro Google neither, and like their way of publicizing everything, but for now I'm taking advantage of it, so I can't really say much of it. And then my sixth and last source of income, it's very small, but it could be huge for somebody that's good at graphics. It's t-shirts. So I sell a few, actually just one t-shirt design that I made for pack crafting, because I really like pack crafting, and my dad has a pack crafting business, so I thought it was a niche thing to create a t-shirt for. So I created a logo, and now it's selling through Amazon and Redbubble, I think. And again, I must make maybe like $5 a month, but if you accumulate that in a year, then it can be a good source of income for not doing much really other than investing in the making of the logo. So yeah, if you have like if you're good at graphics or you know anything about making t-shirts, then that's a great way really to make money, because you have to spend the time in making the logo at first, but then for like forever you have a sort of passive income and you just get the commission. For those of you that don't know, Amazon and Redbubble, they're basically platform where you just upload the logo, and then anytime that there's a sale, they provide, they make the fulfillment of the sale, so they print a t-shirt and they send it for you, and you just get a little royalty. So yeah, it's like you don't have to do anything other than upload the logo in the first place. So that's it. Those are my main ways of making an income online. I hope that you found it useful. And what I wanted to really say is that like right now, with the advent of the web, you can really find so many opportunities to work online. It's just mental. There's no excuse really to not find something that will work for you. I believe that if you have a skill, then there will be somebody that needs that skill and will be willing to pay for it. And if you don't have a skill, then you should definitely learn one. Surely you must have passions and you can transform that into a job. I'm not saying that it's easy, it doesn't come overnight, but it can be done, and you will be the master of your own job. There are a million of ways to make money online. So that's it for us today. I wanted to talk a little bit longer, but my battery is running off, and Odie is just here sleeping next to me. So yeah, I will see you soon. Bye. Bye.